Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do begin, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, quite a number of things have happened. We had Deku, and we also had Kara. Now, these two were used by Atrocitus to attack Oa, the Green Lantern homeworld. Now, right now these two, they were sentenced to 6 months on a red sun planet. Now, they're going to be working off their sentences here. There are many positions they will be a part of, many things they'll do. What they are going to do is spend time here because of their action. Then, they'll be let out on parole. The Green Lanterns will start to try and train these two to use the power rings. Maybe then they would have been able to blow off some steam. At least enough to potentially not go balls to the walls crazy the next time they put one on. Now, right now these two, they arrived. And Kara, she was kind of caught off guard. She's under a red sun, and she no longer has her superpowers. To be honest, it's kind of humbling to her. I mean, she uses her powers efficiently, quick, fast, in and out. You name it. But right now, having to live without her powers for 6 months, that's sort of intimidating to her. She got used to being bulletproof, used to being, in the best way of saying it, a god. Now, right now there actually is Deku. Deku, he's calm. He's collected. And a few people, when they first do go to see Deku and Kara, they think that they're both human. And that does confuse them. What the hell is a human doing in space? Especially on this ball of dirt. Now, Deku and Kara were both sitting down. They didn't get here that early, so they missed breakfast. However, right now Deku is trying to talk to Kara, as she actually is next to him, and the two, they're both sitting alone at the table. Deku trying to explain to Kara. He's assuming that space prison, it's a lot like regular prison. Don't be pushed around. Don't let people think they can take what they want from you or steal what they want from you. Don't let people talk shit to you. Don't do all this and don't do all that. She may think that flying under the radar is what they need to do. But really, everybody else out here, they're always going to be more aggressive. Always try to play bigger and stronger. That's why they need to train. That's why they need to learn to fight. I mean, hell. They're not prepared for situations like this, are they? Now, Kara is talking back. And right now she doesn't see a use in trying to learn how to fight. I mean, problems will try and find them, right? Not the other way around. As long as they don't look for trouble, they'll be okay here. That being what Kara does think. As long as they keep their heads down and noses clean, they'll get out of here, and the time will fly right by. But right now, Kara does have a few things go through her mind. This does remind her of home. The red sun when she looks up. I mean, it's not too dissimilar from Krypton. The only thing that is different is the stars. Now, right now, Kara will going to turn her head. As Deku, he does look at a person who they're currently leaning over the table and trying to convince Deku to give him their food. Now, Deku actually still is eating. And right now he will going to tell the guy, pulling his fork out of his mouth. He probably should walk away, because he's not going to like what happens if he does try to do that again. Now, the guy will going to reach his hand down, before scooping some of the food up with his hand and directly going to put it into his mouth, before telling Deku, him going to bite into it, and through his chewing, we're going to say, he really ain't going to do nothing. All he really is a silly, pathetic little. Deku going to spin his fork. And right now, he will going to jab it directly upwards and into the guy's eye. Now, Deku will going to turn, him jumping up and going to reach over the guy. Him going to grab him by his shirt and going to pull it directly up and over his head. Before he actually going to jump off of the table and down to the ground, pulling down the shirt, going to bring his right hand up, smashing the back of his left kneecap, and letting the guy get sent tumbling forwards onto his other knee. Now, the guy was still trying to pull the fork out of his eyeball. Whenever Deku grabbed him by his shirt, forced him into the table, and started to pound on his head. Now, Kara, she saw that, and there actually was two of the other guys with this person. As right now, Kara, she would immediately go to try and narrow her eyes. The person, looking at her confused, as they do to step forwards. Her going to suck in their breath, as right now there is Deku, who will get a turn. Him going to clock the person in the neck with his elbow. Now, the person will get sent tumbling onto the ground, as right now Kara will get a turn and try to walk away from the fight. However, she does run into somebody in her path. Now, Kara will get to throw out her fist, her smashing it onto their chest, as right now she will get to pull back her hand, surprised at how, well, solid his skin is. Now, Kara will get to turn back, and right now there actually is Deku, who, whenever Kara, she actually is going to jump back, he does come rushing in. And right now Deku, he actually will go to grab onto this guy and go to bring his hand up. Him going to gouge his two fingers into the man's right eye, before he does, with his left hand, try and choke the guy out. Now, their actions regards to break all three of them up. And right now Deku and Kara, they are both contained. They are both thrown into solitary confinement. Together. These two, yeah. Let's see if they'll be able to get along with each other here. Let's see if these two won't kill each other. Hey, one less problem for them, I guess. Now, Deku currently does sit on one side of the small room, and Kara, she actually is looking at her hand on the other. It actually hurts. That's not good. Now, Kara does look up towards Deku, and right now Deku, he actually does have a black eye. He actually does have blood on his face. And there's actually his hands. His knuckles. Now, Kara would stare at Deku, as right now she would ask him, as he's covered in yellow and green blood, if he's okay. I'm fine. Then again, yeah, that's not good. Deku pulling back his hand, and going to show red blood. As Kara would state, maybe he should go to the infirmary, or call a doctor, maybe? I'm fairly certain that those guys know. Deku turned towards the camera, and holding up his hand, before going to point at his mouth, telling Kara, he's fairly certain that these guys, they understand a lot. Besides, the most likely thing that they'd either do is expose him to a yellow sunlight, or, well, you know, try and fix him with technology that they can. Now, Kara doesn't understand, and she actually would try to ask Deku about how the department taught him to fight. Under red sun lamps. That's how. So, you function better without powers? Depends on what you mean by better. Stronger? No. More agile? That does depend. I got pretty good with my flying skills to move. But acrobatics-wise, That's still up for debate. Gravity is a good factor that helps. Right. But again, you know how to fight. Yeah, I do. And you need help. Besides, Deku bring his hand up, telling Kara. He thinks that she might have broken one of her fingers. And Kara was somewhat going to look down at her hand, talking about how she didn't. You hit the guy pretty hard, right? Yeah? And your finger still hurts, right? Yes. Can you move it? No. Does it hurt when it moves? Yeah. Then you broke your finger. Now, right now, Kara actually gonna somewhat stand up. Her walking over, as Deku, he actually gonna take her hand. And right now he would show her what he does mean. Him going to actually straighten out her finger and look at it. It may have been a clean break, but he's not too sure. Okay. Um. Hmm. This is a bit trippy. Hmm? What do you mean? Now, Deku, he does tell her. I mean, they don't got a lot, but her finger needs to be kept straight. At least until they get here with medical. They'll have to send someone here. Right now, though, they're probably focusing on the guys that he took down. Now, Kara, she has to keep her hands straight. Right now, just going to hold onto her right wrist, or going to hold onto her right wrist with her left hand, and just going to make sure not to move around too much. As right now, she's going to sit down next to Deku, and Deku will try to explain. Him showing her how to properly throw a punch, and telling her about a few things that will most likely happen. Now, right now, Kara and Deku, these two, they are given medical attention, and then they are left in solitary confinement for the rest of the week. Now, over this time, after Kara, her hand does start to heal, they're going to show her physical training. And right now, he even is trying to show her how to fight. Now, Kara actually is a bit surprised. And right now, there actually is, so the two are outside and working. Now, Deku, he actually is a bit more intrigued by what's going on. And right now, he actually does enjoy working under the red sun. It feels different. I mean, the powers, they're good. They're nice to have. But then again, being super. Now, that's what Deku does think. As right now there actually is Kara, who she does somewhat struggle with the work. Now, Deku does try to tell her what to do. As somebody, they do try to give Kara a bit of a rough time. And Kara, she would try to explain. She's not used to this without her powers. Now, the person's kind of confused. And right now, Kara, whenever she does try to explain it, Deku try and keep her silent, trying to express to them. It's a bit strange, but here's the gist. They're both juiced out. They need something to sustain them. And then, when they actually do get a charge going, they'd be better. They'd be able to actually do a lot more stuff. Now, the person, obviously, they don't really believe Deku or Kara. But they don't realize that they're Kryptonian. Right now, they just think that they're something else. And Deku and Kara, they usually keep this under wraps. And Kara, she is told, don't mention anything about Krypton, Superman, or Earth. That type of stuff here might get us in trouble. Now, Kara and Deku, they continued to work. And whenever they did eventually get transported back to their prison, there was where Deku and Kara, they're both in their shared cell. The Guardians are trying to make sure they stay together. They're always on the same assignment. They're always able to cover each other's backs. And right now, Deku, he does lay in the cell in his bed. As right now, Kara, she actually is trying to do some physical training. And right now, she actually is throwing out a few jabs, trying to at least go for a routine. A few jabs straight, some to the side, and then actually try and dodge or at least back away. Keep your footing planted and make sure you actually lean into the fight. Make sure you actually put a bit of your back into it. And right now, Deku, he does lay there. Kara still throwing jabs at the air and trying to train. As Deku, he finds it to be strange. He's remembering a lot. How long has it been now? A month? Damn. How have things been going on Earth? Hmm. Maybe it's okay. Maybe Cal, he had the time to think. Grieve? No. This isn't something that you can just merely grieve. Yes, you could get over it with enough time, but how's nature? Kind, caring. Has it been corrupted? No. Cal Clark. Clark isn't corrupted. I mean, Amanda Waller, his main objective. Replace the Man of Steel if he perishes. Kill him if he turns. What is this going to mean for him? When he gets back, is Clark going to be a dictator or will the world be peaceful? I mean, Kal-El, his objective is good. It's fine. It's perfect. I mean, he has records he wants to show, things he wants to give humans, things that can help better their world, ways to help the environment, ways to help power, ways to help refine certain materials they can't do yet, ways to get deeper into their planet and use more material better. Right. Maybe that is going too far. Down the same path. And he just walked right to it. Isn't that a big ol' slap to the face? Now, Deku currently still does lay there. And Kara would go to try and ask again, is he even listening? Deku turning his head and going to lean up. Hmm? What? I asked a question. What do you mean? Okay, fine. You said the other day that your memory is getting a lot better, right? That you remember a lot more stuff? Yeah. So what do you remember? I actually remember their wedding. I remember seeing everybody. Surprised that Lex Luthor was there though, so that's a thing. Yeah, him and Clark sort of became friends after the light. I thought Lex was involved with this. Actually, he was a puppet. Huh. I didn't know that. Yeah. His attempt to try and help Metropolis back then, it must have been genuine or engineered. I'm still on the side of engineered. That's what I think too. But, huh, what's up? So you remember everything? Somewhat. Okay. I just wanted to ask. Um, I don't know how to do this. Do what? Talk to you, I guess. It feels weird. I'm sort of intimidated, I guess. Surprised by the way you talk, the way you act. You're just very calm. I try and stay calm a lot. I notice that. Can you try and put some enthusiasm in your voice? You mean like this? Better? I don't know. It's just I'm not used to that, okay? Someone having control? I think you mean restraint. I do. I see you understood my sarcasm. Mm-hmm. Good sarcasm. Hmm. Quaint. Now, Supergirl and Deku just stared at each other. And now Kara actually could someone sit down on the bed, by Deku's legs. Deku still laying down, as she actually would ask him, when they get out, what does he think Earth will be like? I don't know. Honestly, I haven't really thought about it. I'm curious about a few things, though. You too, huh? Yeah, like, Candor. Condor? Candor, you called it, right? Yeah, Candor, the city from Krypton that Brainiac stole. City in a bottle. Right. Um, what are the chances that it still exists? That everyone's still alive? Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. That's a good question. Brainiac is. He is something that on Krypton we are told to fear. I mean, he's just so powerful, weird, advanced. I don't know. I just don't know how to understand it or explain it. He was a monster, Cal. Or Duvel. He was a monster. In fact, my family, they lived in the city when it was taken. They were. Yeah, yeah. It's a bit hard to explain. You say that, but if that's the case, then don't you want to find them? Of course, but it's just a bit intimidating, I guess. Thinking about what to do without my powers, or in a situation where I have to face him? I mean, I don't think you understand how bad this is for me. On Krypton, there were stories about him that were bedtime horror nightmares. What did you just call it? Um, I think the word you're looking for is called a dream. No, it's called a nightmare. Kara, nightmares are dreams too. Oh, yeah. I mean, if you really think about it, it's just subconscious thought where you're not conscious. It's very weird, I guess. Now, right now, Kara, she does understand. And Deku, him and her do continue to talk. As right now they're actually going over Kara, she does feel a bit tired. And Deku, he actually does fall asleep. Now, there actually is Kara. Kara, she'll go to climb back to her top bunk. And then fall asleep again. And the two, they do have a similar routine to this. They work. They talk. They actually train and spar. And they do try to talk to one another. They're all they've got here, really. And well, this plan, find Brainiac, save a lost city from a dead alien race? I mean, if they're lucky, there are survivors. But holding out the hope for that sounds bad. Now, right now, Kara and Deku, they do continue to do this. And there actually is, by the end of the second month, a lot of people, they've been taking a bit of an interest in these two. And right now, a lot is going to be happening. Right now, there's going to be a plan to break out. And those two, yeah. Somebody wants a shot at the guy. He did quite a lot on the first day. He pissed them off. And they want to enact a little bit of revenge. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.